sloppy, obviously, on both sides tonight. But they played an outstanding game. I thought their defense is just as advertised. I thought our defense played extremely well. Even with offensively putting them in some really bad situations, but I thought our defense really responded, did an outstanding job. Second half we had to kind of get out of our game plan and start doing some things that really didn't want to do and allow them to really pin their ears back and come. But I think we've got a good football team. We've got some work to do, win against an outstanding opponent tonight. Hats off to them. But I think we've got a chance to do some things this year, and this one game is not going to define who we are.
Michelle for Coach.
Philip, you mentioned the defense coming through. How much do you expect that from your defense at this point? For the way they performed last year and with so many guys back.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we expected of them when we came into this season. Made great strides last year. Those guys were not satisfied, continuing to move the bar. I thought tonight they did an outstanding job. Whether it was versus the run or the pass, they were on the field a considerable amount of time, especially in the second half there. And so very proud of what they did. I thought our D-line played exceptionally well. I thought our linebackers were flying. I thought it was a good, complete game defensively. And again, with their backs against the wall on a number of different occasions.
What did you think of Zach's performance, and how much is it difficult to gauge a lot when they're, your offense is going up with defense like?
Well, I think with Zach, I thought Zach played fine today. I mean, obviously there's mistakes and there's things we got to improve. Yet, we put ourselves offensively in some poor situations. They're pinning their ears back, and here they come. We've got a young offensive line that a lot of those guys that got their first action tonight. And so we're going to learn a lot from this tape. I think we've got to do a better job of protecting him. When we give him some time, I think he can make the throws and do the things that we want him to do. And so I don't feel like it's on one thing. It's not on the quarterback. It wasn't on the receivers or the running backs. Or it was us all together. And falling behind and then feeling like, hey, we got to push to go. This is an outstanding run defense, just as advertised. And they got 8 guys back on defense, just like we got 9 guys back on defense. And so they led the nation last year in rush defense. Obviously, that showed up again tonight. So put us in a situation, and I think he played fine in the situations that he was in.
With their success against the run tonight, how much did you feel like you had to rely on the pass there, especially in the second half?
Yeah, the second half, I mean, we're already down. We know we've got to do this to get back into the ball game. They know we got to do it to get back into the ball game. Early in the third quarter, we tried a couple of different things on the run side of it. Just weren't getting a lot of play out of that, and knew for us to have an opportunity, we're going to have to sit and throw the football. I thought we had things open down the field, had things open in the middle of the field, had opportunities to hit that. We just needed a little bit more time. And again, those guys are pinning their ears back, bringing a lot of different looks at us. And we just needed about a half a second longer to get and make those things happen. So I don't put that on him. I put that on us and the situation that we were in.
Your offensive line, with those guys not having as much experience, do you think some of that is just trying to find the chemistry with them together as a group? What do you think?
Well, I think we played, and I said this before we played tonight, this may be the best defensive line we faced as a whole since I've been here. And we've played some really good teams, obviously. But this group that we faced tonight, there's guys that everybody across the board is a Big Ten player. And then you got, 48 over there who is the Big Ten player, defensive player of the year. These guys are talented, the linebackers are talented, and so those young guys learned a lot tonight. We're going to come back, go back to work with those guys and get an opportunity to come out on the field next week and show that we can be better.
Now, you had a chance to see them when you were offensive coordinator at Baylor in Cotton Bowl, and then tonight. Which defense, rush defense, do you think was better?
Honestly, in that game, I was the offensive coordinator for that team, but I took this job, so I didn't coach that game. I was on the sidelines just watching. But two different, completely different offenses as far as where we were at in the process of the program. You know, we were coming off of 2 Big 12 championships at that point. Those guys were playing with a lot of confidence. This is a different venue right here for us.
What's the big positive you could take out of a game?
Well, this one game's not going to define us. I know that Michigan State, especially on the defensive side, they're extremely talented. And we got in a situation there in the second half where it felt like we knew we had to throw, they knew we had to throw, and that's putting us in situations that they were able to take advantage of. So for us, we're going to learn a lot from it. This one game won't define who we are throughout the season. I think we've got a chance to be an excellent football team. Our defense is going to lead the way for us, but these young offensive guys are fixing to step up and do some good things. And now we just got to go out and prove it and get a chance to get back on the practice field, improve a lot from what we're going to watch when we get home, and get a chance to get in the film room with these young guys and get them coached up. And next week we'll be 100% better, because that's the way our mindset is and the way we're built right now.
Coach, you talk about their defensive line in all conference. Just talk about your defensive end, Travis Gibson.
You know, I think, I don't mean to interrupt you, but, you know, they got talented players on defense, but I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't trade anybody that we got on defense for anybody they got on defense. I'm very proud of what our defensive guys did from top to bottom. Travis, I thought tonight was a beast. Had difficult blocking him. I thought Shamar played extremely well. I thought all those guys up front, whether you're talking about Jackson or Big Cat or any of those in there, I thought our linebackers were flying around. I thought defensively we made it a very physical football game, and they set the tone with that early. I mean, we had a mistake there on the first drive where our emotions got a little bit of the best of us, but after that I thought we really settled in, and this defense is going to be tough, and they're going to be outstanding all year long.
Anything else, Coach? Thank you. 11 players.